How are you ladies doing? Welcome back to Femininity by Rachel V. I am your host, Rachel V. And as always, I'm excited to be here with you tonight. Ladies, we have a lot to cover. We have so much to cover. If you ladies are listening at home, relaxing in the tub, thank you. If you are on your way to work and you're listening in the morning, thank you. If you are at that job trying to kill some time, thank you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being a part of the Femininity by Rachel V community. I so appreciate it. Our femmes appreciate it because that's how we grow. You guys subscribe, you guys refer other women, and it's just like an amazing group. I love being able to do this for you ladies, and I just want to say thank you again. Tonight I want to go over some things. Welcome if you are a new femme and you are just tuning into the podcast. Again, my name is Rachel V and I am the host of Femininity by Rachel V, where we connect, we talk with no judgment, we learn, and we enhance our feminine energies, and we become more in tune with our feminine auras. Also, we talk about relationships, we talk about money, we talk about self-improvement, being self-aware, we talk about friendships, family, we talk about all kinds of things. Divorce, marriage, you name it. First, I want to announce that we will be having another Femininity by Rachel V brunch in Baltimore, January the 15th. I am so excited to do the brunch in my hometown. The brunch was a success and I was so happy and pleased with the turnout. I mean, I was just so grateful and just excited about it. Like, it was just something that, I really manifested, and the femmes really encouraged it and kept pushing for it. And I was just like, you know what? Let's do it. And I settled on a date, and it was amazing. It was sold out. So we're going to speak this new date in existence that it'll be sold out again. Of course, we had speakers, we had amazing food, the drinks, the people, the DJ. I mean, everything was so amazing. The pictures, the videos, the women came through. They looked so amazing. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better aesthetic. So again, the new brunch will be January the 15th, and that is on a Sunday. I'm not sure the time yet, but you guys will know, and those tickets will be going on sale very, very soon. So you guys have time to plan, and I can't wait to see all the femmes there. So tonight, guys, we are going to be talking about past relationships, and I also want to talk about how femininity was came about. So you ladies know that I am a divorced woman of 10 years, and that decision was very hard for me. And although I initiated the divorce, it still was a very hard decision, and it was something that, I didn't want to choose to go through, but I had to go through it because I felt like me as a person needed to grow, and I felt like it was a lot of things in my previous marriage that, I just really didn't agree with. But I was talking to my girlfriend on the phone today, and, me and her were talking. And a lot of times this is how I come up with my topics of what I am going to talk about. And it's always like a conversation I'm having with a girlfriend, and we are just talking, and I'm giving advice. My friend is giving advice, and it just comes out like, I should talk about this on a podcast. So I guess I want to say, how do you know when your breaking point is? How do you know when your breaking point is? And when do you learn to let go and decide to walk away or to stay? I want you guys to hold that thought, because I'm going to come back to that. So basically, Femininity by Rachel V was brought about because I was going through a divorce at the time. I was separated. We was in the pandemic, and I was depressed. I didn't know that I was depressed, but it showed through with my skin. It showed through with my hair. It showed through with my body. It showed through with my performance at work. It showed through with my relationships with my family and my friends. And it just showed through with my relationship with myself. At that time, I discovered the pandemic, let me just say, that was the turning point for me. And it forced me to look at myself and say, Rachel, what do you need to change? What do you need to do? And just something as small as slowing down and paying attention to, what I ate, what I wasn't eating. I really was not taking care of myself before the pandemic. I was working like a Hebrew slave. I was like running. I was people pleasing. I was doing everything for everyone besides myself, and including my marriage. I was doing every single thing. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was cooking. I was cleaning. I was sexing. I was, doing everything. Like, I was holding things down, and I just was like, this is not okay. And I didn't have the courage to say, I don't like this. This is not what I want for myself and for my life. So in the pandemic, I was, separated, but I decided to just really start taking steps to move forward and, really ending that chapter of my life. And if you guys ever been through a breakup, I'm telling you, it's not the easiest thing to do. I mean, there's so many different emotions. There's so many different things that you go through. It's name calling sometimes. Is, you might think you want to get back, and you might miss the comfort and miss like talking to that person. But if you have to keep questioning something like over and over and over again, 9 times out of 10, that's not the best situation for you. Even that was how I felt in my situation. I felt like that. I can openly talk about it now because I'm more comfortable with talking about it. But in the past, when I talked about the dissolve of my marriage, even when it was over with, I cried. I cried because getting a divorce is really a death. It's a death of a relationship. It's a death of a union. It's really a death. And I felt bad. I felt guilty. I had so many different feelings about it. Like, I was like, oh my God, am I going to get married again? Am I going to find another relationship? Because let me be clear. I absolutely love being a married woman. I just wasn't happy about the marriage itself. And no disrespect to my ex. Like, I think that he's a great person and everything. And I know that he is completely happy now, which I am happy for him. We co-parent. We do a really good job co-parenting. Sometimes we bump heads, but for the most part, we are getting along very, very well. And I'm happy about that because my son is, very important. His relationship with his dad and, us just co-parenting, that's just like a really big deal to me. But I'm saying all that to say, Femininity by Rachel V was created based off of how I was feeling. I started journaling. I started, really taking accountability for my actions. I started to really have a lot of self-awareness. And once I realized, girl, you are not as feminine as you think you are, I lost it. And I didn't realize it. I lost it. I was being a mean ass bitch. I wasn't doing the things that I enjoyed as a feminine woman, like, putting on makeup, putting on clothes. At one point, I was in sweats all the time. You couldn't catch me in a heel. And I would make up the excuse, or say, not make up excuse, but just say, I don't really wear heels like that anymore. They hurt my feet or something like that. That is not me. If anybody that knows me knows I love to get dressed. I love to do my makeup. I love to do my hair. I love to wear a good heel. That's just me. It's always been me. It's been me since I was in high school. And once I realized that I really wasn't walking, acting, or talking, or thinking in my feminine, I knew it was a problem, because I've always been a feminine woman. So that's how Femininity came about. The podcast came about. In the pandemic, I used to talk about how I wanted to, do a podcast. I used to talk to my friends about it all the time. This is something that I really wanted to do, because I knew that, doing hair for so long, I love talking to my clients. I love giving them a different perspective on things, or listening to their point of view, or just having a conversation with women. I love that connection. And I was like, you know what? I have so much that I can give besides, making people beautiful and being a wife and, being a mom. I also have a voice, and if I can help someone, that's what I want to do. So that's what this podcast is about. So I want to talk about staying or leaving, or what? What is the breaking point? So I want to say, me and my girlfriend, we were talking, and she said, you are a really strong person, talking about me. I was a really strong person to stay someplace in a relationship for so long and be unhappy. And I had to think about that for a second. It is really easy to walk away. That's the easiest thing to do. The easiest thing to do is to walk away. The hardest thing to do is to stay and to work through your problems and work through your issues. And one thing I realized about myself is I'm a fighter. I am going to fight for something I really, really want. My breaking point was I would have continued to fight, but I cannot continue to fight if my voice and my issues and my concerns are not being heard. If I continuously have to keep talking and say, I don't like this, I like this. If I don't like this, I don't like this. Can you please change this? Can you please think about this? Can you please think about me? If I have to continuously do something like that, and I'm not just talking about being married, I'm talking about in friendships, I'm talking about with family. If I have to keep saying something over and over again, I am going to have that moment where I shut down and realize nothing is going to change. So it's time for me to make a decision. Either I'm going to stay and work through it, or I'm going to teach you how to treat me. Let me say that again. I'm either going to stay and work through it because I see some type of value. I see something, a crack or something that is going to encourage me to want to stay and work through it. Or I am going to teach you how to treat me. That's a big deal to me. I don't want to keep expressing myself and see no change. I just don't. I have to do something different. And really, ladies, that's how we grow. That's how we pivot. And we are supposed to grow. That's how things happen for us in our lives. If we stay stagnant and we still do the same things, getting the same results, you have to make some type of change. It's just like working out, right? I was like walking, like I started working out probably like in April. I was disgusted with the amount of body fat that I had on me. Now, shout out to myself because I have lost 19 pounds. Woo, 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 woo. I was able to lose 19 pounds from April is when I started working out until now, and I'm still working out. I work out every single day except for the times that I'm in Baltimore. And when I'm in Baltimore, I'm just working at the salon. I don't have time, so I make up for that and I work out every single day. But anyway, make a long story short, I started off by walking. That was a good little good little place to start. And, I started walking, trying to get myself comfortable, get myself warmed up, get myself excited about, moving my body again. And at some point, I wasn't losing any weight. I was excited. My body was getting strong. My muscles was getting strong, stuff like that. But I wasn't losing any weight. So from that point, I had to say, Rachel, it's time for you to really get in the gym. Forget your hair. Stop being lazy, because I'm not gonna lie, when I first started back working out, I was being a little bit lazy. I was like, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to go too hard. I was making up excuses. And then I said, you know what, girl, you are really hiding your body. And whenever I hide my body, that means I'm not proud of my body. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go start working out. Let me go to the gym. That's the only way I'm gonna really see my results. Fast forward from April to what are we in? October. I have lost 19 pounds and I've seen my results. I have taken a look at pictures from a couple of months ago to now. Let me tell y'all something. I will fuck me. I'm looking at myself like, yes, girlfriend, you did that shit there. I'm very happy about that. So I'm just saying that to say, you can't keep expecting any changes in your life if you're doing the same exact thing. There's no way you're going to get a different result. There's no way. So that's the leave part. Now the stay part, right? I don't know about you, but I am very turned off with someone that does not work hard. And what I mean by that is, I'm not just talking about like work or anything like that. I just recently had a situation not that long ago, and watching a person, I'm just going to say it, right? A person that is so willing to give up on you, a person that is so willing to just toss you to the side and make you feel disposable, like your qualities don't matter to them, that is a complete turn off for me. That is a complete turn off. Who wants to be in a relationship? Who wants to be in a friendship? Who wants to be in a work relationship with someone that is so easily to dismiss you? I can't do it. Me and my girlfriend was talking about that. This is like another thing that I simply just can't do. I like someone to fight. I like situations where you fight, because the more you fight, the more grateful you are for whatever presence it is. The more grateful you are for that. Anything that comes easily to you, anything that's just like, I don't know why, but we take it for granted. We take it for granted. So that's me. Like, I want you to fight. I want you to walk through the heavens, through the earth, to, keep whatever it is that I have or we have, or, whatever it is that we have together. I want you to fight. That's just me. Nobody wants somebody that's easily, turned off or can walk away or whatever, It's just like when I tell my girls when they're building their books at the salon, or, when you're doing that business, if it comes easy to you, you're not going to want it. You're just not going to want it. And if you don't have a little bit of fight, you don't appreciate it as much, So, me and my girlfriend was talking about that. And that's one thing that I would stay for. Someone that is fighting. I mean, not throwing a tantrum fighting. I mean, fighting, making changes. If I say I don't like something and you change that and I recognize it, that is such a turn on to me. If I come to you and communicate to you like, babe, can we change this? Or sis, can we change this? Or girlfriend, I really need you to work on this. And you make that change. It shows that you respect me. It shows you respect the relationship. It shows you respect what I bring to the table, and you recognize what I bring to the table. That is so important to me. Another thing, ladies, I want you to think about what your triggers are, right? Because triggers are really important. I know what my triggers are, right? Because I grew up in a single family home with my mom. My dad, he lived in another state. And I realized growing up that I desperately wanted a male figure in my life. And I didn't realize that until later on. I went to therapy, just to talk about it, see what was going on, how I was feeling. And if I don't feel protected, it puts a guard, it makes me guarded if I don't feel protected. If I feel like I am not being taken care of, and I'm not talking about like materialistic things. I'm talking more of like my mental, my emotional state, and my basic needs. If those things are not being cared for, I don't feel protected. And that is a trigger for me. And it makes me want to back off. Now, I'll communicate that. I'll talk about that. But if you are not making those changes and I continue to feel like I'm not safe, like my mental isn't being taken care of, I constantly feel like anxiety, things like that, I'm not going to want to continue to have a friendship, relationship, sisterhood, none of that stuff. I'm just not. That's just me. That's a trigger for me. Another trigger for me is not being told the truth or feeling like something is being left out. Because, when I was younger, I would have childhood friendships and things like that. And people would do things like talk about me behind my back and, stuff like that. And that will really bother me. So it makes me feel, if I'm not being told the truth, it makes me feel like that little girl again. So just knowing your triggers, knowing what bothers you, and paying attention to that, because a lot of times when you're triggered, it's trying to tell you something. It's trying to tell you to communicate. It's trying to tell you, let's work on this. It is doing all of that. Like us as feminine women, our intuition is so strong, especially when we are present and when we are paying attention to how we feel about certain things. Our intuition will tell us everything that we need to know in life. It really will. It will tell you every single thing. It will tell you when you need to make a change. It will tell you when you need to stay still. it will tell you. Like, really, really, really pay attention to that. Goodness. At the end of the day, I know relationships can be really hard, and I have been getting a lot of messages from you ladies about, breakups and divorces and things like that. And none of this stuff is really easy. None of it is really easy. But I just want to say, when you can walk away from something and not be bitter, because we have to really take accountability for our actions and stuff, like how we let somebody treat us, right? And oftentimes, I don't want us women to feel like we have to walk around with a shell. We have to walk around guarded because that one person didn't appreciate us. I don't want that for you guys. I don't want that for us femmes. You want to continue to have an open mind to a relationship or a friendship or anything, because at the end of the day, life is about experiences, and everybody isn't trying to hurt you. Everybody isn't trying to get over on you. Everybody isn't trying to fuck you over. So just being open to new relationships and just moving past whatever happened in the past. Practice keeping it in the past. Practice walking away from something and not being upset. I know. It's easier said than done. But I'm telling you, mentally, it's the best way to be. And it also shows that mentally you're healthy. So whatever you got to do to get over whatever situation, whether you were in a really long relationship and it didn't work out, whether the person cheated on you a bunch of times, whether the person had a baby, anything at all, you really want to work on not being bitter. Like, carrying that type of anger, carrying those type of feelings, it really can hold you back. And people kind of be like, well, how is that holding me back? That person did this, that person did that. But it really is holding you back. Like, mentally, it's holding you back because you're constantly thinking about, oh, I don't want to get into something new because this old thing did this. And then you project those feelings from the past onto your new situation. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You want to wish that person the best. Hey, it didn't work out for us. I wish it could have, but it didn't. And maybe God got something way better for you. It is not even a maybe, right? Because a lot of times when things don't work out for us the way we want them to work out, it's because God really had another plan for you. God really had another blessing for you. You just can't see it because you want that thing so bad. And sometimes certain relationships are just lessons. And one thing I know about lessons, you will really learn those lessons over and over and over again until you do something different. Until you do something different, them lessons, they're going to be retaught and retaught and retaught again and retaught again. That's the way the universe works. That's it. That is it. So, femmes, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. It is, what time? 2:12 in the morning. I didn't want to make this podcast too long because sometimes I have a hard time transferring the files over. So I am going to keep it at a certain limit moving forward with the podcast. Normally I go for an hour. This time I'm going to go for 45 minutes and that's going to be it. I know Arnold will be so happy because of that. But films, I just want to say, remember to stay in your feminine. The best way to stay in your feminine is being present. Being present, paying attention to how you feel on a day-to-day basis. Make sure you do something for yourself. Whether that's keeping up with your skincare, whether that's cleaning your room, buying yourself something new, staying in your routine, doing something nice like buying some really beautiful flowers. You guys know I always buy myself some flowers. I love buying myself flowers. That's like a gift to myself. Doing things like working out. Did I say eat right? Making sure you're eating right. Taking care of you, because at the end of the day, we have to take care of us. And when you guys are wanting these relationships and wanting somebody in your life, it does feel good. It feels so good to sleep next to someone at night, to have someone hold you and kiss you and tell you how beautiful you are. But I'm telling you, all of these things can happen, but you have to do it for yourself first. You have to do it for yourself first. You have to treat yourself amazing. Like, I want you to do this, right? I want you to, every day, look at yourself in the mirror and say, do I love me? Right now, look at myself in the mirror. I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and say, do I love me? Do I love who I see? Do I love who I hear? Do I love who I sleep with at night? Talking about you. I'm not talking about anybody else. I am just talking about you. And if you can't look yourself in the mirror and say, I love me. I love everything about me. I am the absolute shit. Girl, you did that. You tackled that. If you can't do that, I want you to work on yourself. Whether that's counseling, whether that's taking a vacation, working less hours, maybe not being on social media too much, maybe backing off from like talking to some friends for a little bit until you kind of figure out what makes me happy as a person. What do I like? I often have to do inventory on myself. I often have to say, Rachel, what is it that you like? What is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to learn? Or what can you do to improve you? One of the main things that I like to do is I always make sure my relationship with my kids is like this. That is important to me. That right there is top tier to me. When them kids are taken care of, I feel great. I feel amazing. That's the ultimate thing for me. So practice that. Do it tonight. Well, do it tomorrow. Whenever you have time, just do it every single day. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, do I love me? And if you can't say it, start working on yourself. Start working from the inside out. Okay, femmes? Well, thank you, ladies, for another episode of Femininity by Rachel V. If you guys want to be a part of our affirmations, our daily affirmations, please text me at 305-614-1916. Again, ladies, Femininity by Rachel V is now up. It is www.rachelvmedia.com. And there I have almost everything. The podcast, you can find the podcast. You can find the merch. You can also find the coaching schedule. So if you would like to schedule or book a coaching appointment with me, you can now do that. And I do all kinds of discovery calls. You know, it could be about confidence building, wardrobe styling, building like your look when it comes to like beauty, hair, finding your look, leveling up for 2023, diet, weight loss. Now, I am not a nutritionist or I am not a trainer, but I can definitely help you and assist you with losing weight. Whatever we discover in your discovery call, you can now book me and make appointments for that. Also, I want to remind you guys about the Femininity by Rachel V brunch. It is going to be January the 15th. If you are new to the channel, to the YouTube channel, please like and subscribe. Make sure you like and subscribe. That's how we grow. That's how we're able to, you know, continue to do this type of content. I'm happy to do this type of content. But if no one sees the videos, I mean, it's not going to get out there. What else? Ladies, if you would like to join the text daily affirmations, I said that already, is 305-614-1916. Also follow our Femininity by Rachel V Facebook. That page is really growing over there. I love it. And if you're not on if you're not following our Instagram, please follow our Instagram at Femininity by Rachel V. And that is all I have for you all tonight. Thank you so much for being here again. And I will talk to you ladies soon.